How's everyone doing tonight? Well, guys, we tried. Unless the weather changes in the next hour and a half, we may not quite have quite the exciting approach that we planned for. Mike and I were looking at the weather earlier, and he told me that things were going the wrong direction and the storm was breaking up, so we had to do a little bit of a quick change there at the last minute. Unfortunately, it has changed again. So, anyways, hopefully next time we can find us some nice storms so that we can get socked in with. But we are now in Cleveland, as you probably realize by this point, and we are in the IniBuilds A300. So far, I've been really enjoying this aircraft, although it has definitely offered up a few surprising bugs. I had to fly a 2.5-hour flight the other night with the trim alone because, hey, Mike wanted his pink dinosaur plushie delivered on time, of course. We'll be heading up to Burlington to get these Christmas returns back to the Coke factory, so let's go ahead and take a look at the flight plan here and listen to the massive jet in the background. So, like I said, Cleveland up to Burlington. Taking a look at the weather here, we're expecting flight level 350, departing runway 28, and expecting runway 33. What's going on, Diesel? Sorry about that audio. Let's just do this. That audio from that jet that was going by was horrendous. We'll do this while we go through the flight planning. Where was it? Okay, yes. So there is no departure and no approach. We're going to be planning for BTV, and their ILS 33 is currently available for us. So it should be a pretty straight in, go straight, take a left turn, hit that 33. No problem. What's going on, Hydra? How are you tonight? Radar, as I mentioned a minute ago, is starting to dissipate, so we may not have quite the storm that we had earlier in the weekend. Taking a look at icing, we will have quite a bit of icing concern. Yeah, let's go cargo ops. Absolutely. This thing's been pretty fun to, kind of mix it up. I'm used to flying, passengers all the time, so. Hydra, this is not VATSIM. We, Sunday nights and Thursday nights, we don't do VATSIM. Because it's a group flight with fellow members of the Discord here and community. So if you want to join in any of that, you can feel free. Otherwise, we've had upwards of 15 people in the Discord flying with us, so it can get a little chaotic if we were trying to be on VATSIM. So we don't do VATSIM for that reason. Icing, we got a slight concern on our departure here. Is it multiplayer? Yes, it is. Multiplayer. What do you mean by bet? Just figure out how to be a good pilot. Oh yeah, what'd you do? So, no departure, so we're going to go direct to JC, however you want to say it. So we're departing runway 28. We will do a right turn and head to JC most likely, so. Let's take a look at the levels of severity for icing here. So we got flight level 14, 1800. It kind of dissipates above 14, 100. So 10,000 feet, 6,000 feet, and 2,000 feet. We are covered up. So we're going to be taking off with the anti-icing on for sure. It's US East. Oh, did you stay at a Holiday Inn last night too after your 5-minute tutorial? Uh-oh, something is beeping at me and I have no idea why. What's going on here? I know it's not closed. I have it open. Alright. So icing is going to be concerned, and I think that should be our biggest concern for tonight. Everything else, turbulence wasn't too bad. We actually did fly this a little earlier in the day, so wasn't too bad. So let's continue on here. So while we get started, if you guys are enjoying the content, please like, comment, and subscribe below as we get started. And I just repeated myself again. There's also some links below if you feel the urge to support the channel and everything it has to offer, and it's greatly appreciated. Currently, we have Ken, Ron, Dev, Kyle is with us. I haven't seen him in a few weeks, and Mike. So, yes, we are on the East server. So let's go ahead, get back in the Discord since we're already back in the cockpit here, to avoid that jet blowing out our eardrums, and get started.
I don't see a problem with it.
Okay, I'm back. Alrighty, so I haven't really done anything to the aircraft other than turn the external power on and a couple lights, and the ADIRs, just go ahead and get those started aligning. Go here and check our flight plan out. Import from SimBrief. Expecting departure time of 0:40 and 0. Oh, it added SimBrief added time to my flight there. Interesting. I set it for 0:15, but oh well, whatever. At least that does have the correct airports involved there. Go ahead and make sure the METAR is up to date. And my in-game user is Havoc622, spelled with a K. Ground equipment. Got the lift stairs. We can go ahead and remove those since we are up here in the cab. And let's go ahead and get our weight and balance in. Custom cargo from SimBrief. And apply the load to the aircraft. And it's showing about a minute to finish fueling here. While that's fueling, let's go ahead and take a look at our overhead panel. Seatbelt signs will leave off, smoking on, dome lights on. Everything on the left side's good. Got our nav light on, that's all we need for that right now. Anti-icing we'll worry about in a minute. Get all of our trim switches up except for the pitch trim. External power on, Kelly. We can go ahead and get power back there if anybody needs to charge their iPhone or whatever. And then we'll get our fuel pumps on.
I'll be right back.
All right, Ron. Can you show us how to program the MCDU? Yeah, I'm going to pull the SimBrief in, Diesel, and then, yes, we'll walk through everything else. The loading in the each waypoint individually is pretty much the same as others. But we'll walk through all that, too. I'm in a Southwest A320. All right, well, I'll look for you when we get moving here. Hydra, is your in-game name the same? Alright, let's go ahead and get our APU started. APU switched on. Start. Fueling appears to be complete, so let's go ahead and get our seatbelts back on. Everything is good here. Burning back down the right side. It's cool enough outside. We'll go ahead and get our window heaters and pro heats on. Arm seatbelts. And waiting on that APU to come up for the bleed. In-game name is Clarity's Clib. Alright, I'll take a look for you. Claret Crib. Fueling was complete, like I mentioned. We go ahead and sync up our takeoff performance here. We are runway 28. Sync the weather. We're going to have anti-icing on, which I believe that and a wet surface are the only two things we're going to need to change, and go ahead and calculate that. So that'll be good and ready when we get to that step. Oh, thank you. I'm thinking about getting the A300, so I'm trying to learn as much as I can. Okay, Diesel. Yep. If you got any questions, let me know. It's fairly it's like a good mixture between Airbus and Boeing. So some feather items. Let's make sure our landing gear is down. It is on my honeycomb. And speed brake, flap lever, and throttles all match what's shown in the sim here. Down to the MCDU. We'll go to menu, ACARS, SimBrief. And it pulls in everything you need right there. And let me pull my flight plan up real quick to get this other information. So pretty similar to pretty much everything else. Diesel, you just throw in your cost index, your flight ID. We're flying for the virtual airline, which has luckily given us the ability to fly UPS planes. Clear out all those messages, put that into the flight ID, and we should be able to just hit align IRS. Looks like it's still aligning since we didn't get the message there, or the navigation pop up here. A F-35 just took off. Maybe that's what was making all that racket a minute ago. I love the mix of glass and analog. Yeah, it's a nice, it's different. It's definitely different. While we're down here, I just noticed this. Let's get our artificial horizon standby unlocked and leveled. Go to our InitB page. Block fuel 30.5. Zero fuel weight 2580. And that automatically gives us our takeoff gross weight, landing weight, and our zero fuel CG is the only thing left. And we are looking at 32.1. There's a slight click spot issue with this period right here, just decimal. So that takes care of that on the IniBuilds page. Starting pushback. All right, Hydra, we'll catch you up in the air. Excuse me. Feeling a little under the weather this weekend, so I apologize for any coughing. IniBuilds page is done. Let's go to our flight plan. KCLE said we don't have a departure here, so we're doing runway, 28 with no SID. Insert. Then scroll down. Unfortunately, this doesn't have what we're used to in the A320 diesel, where you can just have KBTV at the bottom here at all times. Hit scroll down. Once again, no star. Expecting at runway 33. So click ILS 33. We do have the BTV transition though, so we can select that. No stars. Insert. And that should take care of that. It's going to recalculate all those times and constraints. Let's make sure we don't have any discontinuities. And we're good to go there. And I must have forgotten something for our IRSs not to be aligned yet. What did I forget? Normally you can't do the pitch trim until IRSs are aligned. You see them, they'll automatically flop back down there. Do have bleed air we can get on here. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Good timing. So let's go ahead and clear up the ground equipment here. Close these doors. Doors and transits. This one's already shut, so we'll go ahead and arm it. We are on APU power, so toggle to ground power unit. Oh, I forgot to swap it off up here first. I do that all the time. I don't know why. Doors shut. Go ahead and arm door 1. Wow, it's just like the A320. Yeah, it's very similar, but has a lot more buttons to push. So all those people who like to say the 737 is a lot more fun to fly than the A320 because you got to flick a bunch of imaginary switches on the ground, well, this might be a good mixture for you. Go over to our performance page. And I have forgotten once again to upgrade my wait a minute, what happened here? Oh, there we go.
Nav data.
Yeah, my nav data. I always I've been talking about this for what, 5 days?
How out of date are you?
At least 5 days.
Oh my gosh.
Let's see, FMS. Well, this actually says I have the 28th to the 25th nav data in here, so I don't know if it's just what's in the airplane, or maybe I did upgrade and didn't realize it, but I don't recall doing it. I forget this is an Airbus when I see that control column. Yeah, I know, this really throws me off. Oh, fun fact, Diesel. Did you know that the A300 was the first Airbus to actually test the side stick? So you can actually go online and look up A300 fly-by-wire, and you'll see them. They'll have a side stick installed over here, along with the yoke and the...
side stick looks exactly the same as it does today.
Yep, yep. Yeah, Dev pointed out that the side stick is exactly the same, which is hilarious. It's amazing how slow things change in the aviation world. So since we have our... Mike, I got a little bit of feedback from you in Discord. Since we have our 8 ears up and running, we can flip those pitch trims back up, and they should stay now. Let's go ahead and get our performance takeoff approach. V1, VR, and V2. This is going to be a little bit different here, Diesel, so pay attention. So V1 is 152, 153 on the VR, and 163 on V2. So 152, 1525363. 53. And then you have to go up to the speed and go to your V2 163. What you'll see is it matches down here. Yeah, I've seen that Discord post. It looks cursed having a side stick on it. Yeah, right? Straight out of a horror film. The side stick is so much better. So that takes care of our takeoff. And while we're thinking about it, Mike, have you looked at the landing altitude?
650. 650.
650?
350.
350. All right, so we do have to put our landing, our destination altitude in there. And we will go ahead, just so that we have less to think about while we're near, go ahead and pre-program the ILS. It's 1103. Along with the course of 326. And that'll take care of that. So this isn't manual either, diesel. Or I'm sorry, this is not automatic for you anymore, so something to keep in mind. And I believe that takes care of our prep and the MCDU. Just double check, make sure I'm not forgetting anything, because I don't have the best flow for this thing yet. Okay, yep, should take care of it.
I'm taxiing to the runway, but I'm gonna hold off so you guys can go in front of me.
Okay. Alright, transponder on. We'll reset trim once we get the engines running, but it's already at 0, so it's not a big deal. Go ahead and look at our overhead one more time. Beacon can come on because we're about ready to push. Everything else looks as it should. APU master's on, APU's on available. And I think we have enough room here to take a look outside, just kind of hook our right. Or we can push ourselves back to get around that truck. So we'll go ahead and do a pushback just so you can see how that system works. Now let's turn the dome light off here and make sure that everything in the cockpit feels comfortable for our night vision. Let's get the instrument lights up a little bit for you guys here, because I know it can be a challenge to see on stream. And altitude and heading. We're going straight up 350. No SID to follow. And our runway heading is to... Oh, you know what? This did this to me again. It gave me 280 or 28, which is a very short runway. So I'm actually going to change that over to 24 right, and I'll show you guys what we're doing here. Wait, so you had to put the V2 speed in the MC... yeah, you had to put the... Yes, that's correct. Well, I did 24 left, but I'm on the other side of the airport now, Dev. So I'm going to change it to 24 right, which is plenty long enough because I don't want to take off this short little dinky thing right here. It's probably okay, but... And to speed things up, we're not going to worry about changing our performance there. We definitely want to do our flex temp though, which was... 16, oh, sorry. Flex, oh, 60. 60. And then the runway heading for 24 right is, let's say 238? Yep, 238. And I think that takes care of everything. You can also do your pre-select speed here, which will pre-select the speed that you want to go after thrust reduction. Which typically by that point we're hitting the profile mode anyways. So we'll just go to dashes like we're used to seeing. I've seen some people set the decision height to -5 to avoid any weird alarms on takeoff, so we'll go ahead and set that there. Restraints can come on. And I cannot think of anything else I may have missed. Probably missed something, but we'll figure it out once we get rolling here. So...
Window iced.
I gotta wait until we get started. I do have the probes on, the probe heat and windshield icing. Go over to our... Nope, not aircraft maintenance. That's actually disabled right now. Ground equipment. Make sure everything's clear, everything's good here. Let's go ahead and attach a tug. And we'll push straight back. Parking brake off. While that attaches. Doesn't really... I don't think it gives you an alarm up here whenever. So I just turned the parking brake off since we're sitting here. Take a look outside. There he is. This UPS livery they, ship the airplane with actually looks pretty good. All right, how you guys doing? Everybody good? I know I kind of just talked for 15 minutes there.
I'm good.
You guys parked over at the passenger terminal by me. I'm out of your way for whoever looking to push.
All right,
I'll
over
take off
to
after everyone else since my plane goes super fast.
okay. All right, ignition over to start A. And today is an odd day, so we'll start number 1. What we're looking for here is N2 to get to 20. And we'll flick that fuel in, though it has a really nice sound to it too. Here she goes. I'll go ahead and stop her pushback. Here's that fuel we got introduced. Watching our EGTs climb. Make sure we don't have a hot start. Go ahead and put our parking brake back on. EGTs are doing good. And we just swapped over to the generator power for engine 1, so engine 1 is happy. Should see our N2 settle here in a moment. And there she goes. All right. Let's go up and hit start 2. We'll go outside the airplane, let you listen to it here. N2 is well above. Let's go ahead and introduce that fuel. Engine 2. Listen for it out here. Oh, for some reason you couldn't hear it. May have been that airplane in the background. SFS audio kind of sucks sometimes. For other airplanes. Alright, local altimeter, weather. It is currently 2978. And we are up and running. Let's go ahead and get that APU off. Ignition, we'll go to continuous. Switch our APU off. Everything in the overhead is off. This is kind of the same theory where you want all the lights off. Of course, you're going to still have your cross-feed icons. These kind of like connect the dots essentially here. Let's do our flight controls. Check. Flight controls. Pull back, pull forward, pull left, pull right, right rudder, left rudder, and we are good to go there. Go ahead and go flaps 1, which is flaps 15. Armor speed brake, max on the auto brake. Trim. was in the performance tab here. It's 2 down, and you look at that right here. Might need a flashlight this time of night. So 0.2 down, so there's 0, and that looks about good. If you don't do this, the way it defaults with 1 up, you will start taking off without meaning to. Hello, I have an 3080 i7 12th gen and 32 gigs of RAM. I'm running the game on a 30-inch 144 Hz monitor on mostly high settings and getting around 25 FPS. Any ideas to boost performance? What are your LOD settings set to? And if you have a 3080, you can definitely run most things, if not all, on Ultra to offload some of the work to your GPU instead of your CPU. But with that CPU being the 12th gen, your LOD settings are probably going to be around 100 or less on both the object level and terrain level of detail. So let's turn down a couple of these items inside the cockpit here. It's a little bright. So PFD, ND, and for the ECAM it is right here. And right here for the right one. I'm on approach. On approach to where, Hydra? And we'll leave this nice and bright in here for you guys. Oh, whoop. Turn it off. Don't want to do that. There we go. Let's go ahead and get our iPad turned down just a hair too. Okay, so I'm ready when you guys are. Nose light, strobed on. Go ahead and drop our landing lights down, and runway lights can turn on. That way we only have to flick the switch once. Engine anti-ice. Continuous thrust, or ignition, excuse me. And I believe we're ready to go. Anybody have any issues?
Nope.
Nope, already.
Track IR on, and we are going to be simply doing a right turn out of here. And actually, looking at the chart here, we can do a right turn, right turn, and then right turn again to get right where we need to be. Okay, what can I do to get more setting using the GPU? There is a guide that has a lot of the information about which settings affect the GPU versus CPU. And if you just look up something along the lines in Google for MSFS settings and performance, I believe it's linked in one of my recent videos. You might be able to peruse if you go to the channel, check out the uploads. And it was one of the performance videos. So basically what you want to do is push more load onto the GPU by upping your graphics. And by turning things from high to ultra, you're putting more workload onto the graphics itself, the graphics card itself, and less on the CPU. And then by lowering your LODs, which are very CPU intensive, you essentially gain some performance because that is typically the bottleneck in flight sim, MSFS. Come on, girl. Give me some power.
I think we're getting a fighter jet escort here tonight.
Uh-oh.
Kyle.
Oh, Kyle, you flying a fighter jet?
Nah, I'm flying the Lear.
Oh.
Oh, it shows up as it's F-35A or 35A. It's not here in the F-35.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, Classy, there is a ton of videos on the channel also for settings and everything like that with regards to performance. So definitely take those out. Or check those out, sorry. Not take those out. I'm struggling to speak tonight. Left turn, then a right turn, like I mentioned before. It's really hard to see in this weather right now. And we're going to be doing another right turn right here. Oh, wait a minute. Yep, this is correct. Okay. This was confusing on the chart and confusing in the real world. Now there is 2-4 right. So I'm going to pause here for a second. Is the link on the CPU graphics video on your channel? I don't remember off the top of my head. I'll have to look. And if you can wait a few minutes, I can check while we're climbing. Alright, so let's go ahead and get our weather radar on. System 1. Transponder to TARA. Strobe on, landing lights on. Takeoff light. And we are ready to go. So there is the secret takeoff go around button right here. It's similar to what PMDG does with their little screw on the little corner down here. Clear left. Can't really see right. I appreciate it, Classy. I'm glad you enjoy it. And let's scoot this bird around to the right. And Mike, there's a huge lag in what I'm seeing in Navigraph versus what is actually happening with my airplane.
It's
Same
it's the
thing
same
here.
thing.
It's terrible.
Bigger than
It's terrible. It's terribly laggy right now.
you gotta use your spidey senses to taxi.
Yep.
All right, I'm lined up on 2-4 left. You want to do a parallel takeoff?
Yeah, let's do it. I'll let you start rolling first so that you get slightly in front of me. Someone just took off. Who was that? Damar. I don't think he's with us.
I don't think.
Or I'll give you the 2-minute timer for.
No, let's do a parallel.
All right.
Yeah, you're gonna need to actually. I'm gonna use my clock and start a 2-minute timer after you take off. Oh yeah, I don't have a clock on this plane. Never mind.
All right, so we are already in heading mode here, so you don't actually have to push it over here. The vertical speed will change once we hit Toga, so I'll mention the settings that we have here in a moment. Let's confirm that we are in flex takeoff, which we are. I'm waiting on Mike over here.
Here we go.
Hydra says it's an amazing approach landing at KBTV. Yes, it is. You descend down over some mountains. It makes it beautiful. All right, Mike is on the roll there. Let's go 40%. Engine stabilized above 40%. Push the takeoff button. Thrust SRS heading mode. That's what we want to see. A little bit of nose forward pressure. This thing has, I don't know if it's torque or what it is, but it's a little squirrely on takeoff here.
Once you clear the runway, I'll line up.
Not coming up at 100 knots, so we can start releasing some of that pressure. Oof, getting blown all over the place. There goes Mike off our left. $140. V1 coming up, and let's rotate. Looking for 12.5 degrees. Positive rate, gear up. And I've already lost Mike. That wasn't as cool as I'd hoped because of the clouds. Oh, there he is. He's right in front of us. Interesting how it shows the airport kind of crooked for us here. Those engine sounds are incredible. Yes, the engine sounds are amazing in this thing. All right, coming up on 1500 for a thrust reduction. Okay, so we can go into auto mode. We'll lower our nose. And we're coming up on S speed. Slats, flaps up. It's got us set to 250. We're going to go autopilot so we can mess with our direct mode here. We're going to go direct to JC. Insert. And then we're going to go to nav mode and profile mode. And it should take care of it for us.
We're going direct JC. Did you not have the?
Well,
the
it didn't give me one because it had me on 2.8. Remember?
yeah. Well, direct JC is about right anyhow.
Yeah.
You taking a left turn towards it or a right turn?
It did a left turn for me. I thought I was going to do a right turn earlier, but
So we're peeling away from each other here.
yeah, the
I'll
sim
meet you back
decided
in the
differently.
middle.
Okay. Let's go ahead
I'm
and
taking
turn.
left turn also.
We're tracking off.
Sorry, right turn.
And Classy was asking about that link. Let me see if I can just find the link real quick. The MSFS, GPU, CPU setting, and it was a forum post. Guide, maybe. How to graphics. This is a fantastic guide. And this guy deserves more credit than he's ever gotten. Here we go, the original Babu. Here is the link to that. If it will let me send it. There it goes. And if you guys cannot find that for some reason, or if the link doesn't work because YouTube, here is the text it gave me. So you can search for that. There should be a left bracket before the how-to. And it appears we are above the clouds, so let's go ahead, turn off our icing, turn our runway lights off, taxi lights off, and let's get rid of those spoilers. And we're coming on 10,000 feet. I love how you can see the city lights through the clouds. 10,000 feet. Let's go ahead and retract those landing lights. Nosing over to increase the speed. It's commanding 321 knots. And as you can see, our... What's that?
Your climb performance is better than my 739.
I'm pretty light since I don't have a ton of fuel, remember? Unfortunately, I have yet to see TCAS work on this thing, so I don't really know if it's supposed to display anything or what. But yeah, Classy, the guide that I linked there. Oh, actually, you know what? That link, you need to click the link inside that link. Sorry about that. And it opens up a bunch of drop-down stuff where he talks about all the different settings and what they do and everything. Ton of great information there. And he's done tests, and we'll talk about CPU, GPU performance, and all the limitations there. Plus, some of them, like the displays on the sim here. Asobo's offloaded the screens to another thread on your processor, so it actually does not hurt your performance anymore like it used to. There's somebody off to the left there. Is that Mike? Oh, that's Kyle. Where's Mike at?
At your...
Oh my god, there's a million people around here. I don't see you.
And it might, I'm not over the lake.
Oh, there you
A
are.
little bit.
Overlooked you. Yeah, turn down the CPU settings and increase the GPU settings. Essentially what you're doing is offloading the work that the CPU is doing onto the GPU, and that should help your frames. And I've also got that NVIDIA settings guide. Definitely read the comments. There was a couple amendments to what I said in that video in there. People pointed some stuff out to me. But some people have claimed that it's jumped their sim from 25 to 60 FPS, which is amazing to me. But it's definitely worth trying. Continuous relight is on, so we can go ahead and turn that back to off. Cabin is climbing. That's good. And we can go turn our seatbelts off. Not that the two people that are in this airplane care. Said I loaded 5 people, so we must have some jump seaters. What video was that? It was actually one of my earlier videos. It was the NVIDIA controls setting guide. I think it was one of the weekly tech tips. It shows at the very bottom right of the thumbnail, it mentions the NVIDIA control settings. I can find it for you real quick. Just give me 1 minute here. And here it is. Let me get you a link. Copy the link, and here is the link for that.
This will be roughly an hour, correct?
Yep, 18,000 feet over standard. Going to try your video first? The forum is overwhelming. Yeah, it can be. Yeah, there's a ton of information there. But if you have any questions, Classy, definitely check out the Discord, which is linked below. There's a ton of great knowledge in the Discord channel there, and a lot of people who can help you. And I don't think we've been defeated by a problem yet either. Some just take a little longer. Oh, yep. Something I'm not used to doing. Let's go ahead and turn our landing gear to off. I'm getting some stuttering tonight for some reason. It was not stuttery earlier, but it is now. I've noticed that a little bit in this thing. Sometimes it'll stutter a little bit when you, excuse me, are panning around until it gets loaded into the cache or VRAM, wherever it loads it into. The pre-caching. While we're climbing here, this thing actually has a lot of nice modeling to it. So you can actually walk out here, and while we're on the ground too, you can actually, in the drone camera, operate these controls. If I think you, well, maybe not in the drone camera. I thought you could, but if you zoom yourself around in the cockpit and walk out here, you can actually control the doors, open and close them, change how high they're opening and whatnot. It's pretty neat. Take a look at our cargo here. Oh, look at that UPS. That's cool. To bounce around with the drone camera here because the airplane's moving up and down. This cockpit has a nice ambience to it. Try to grab a screenshot of that. Yeah, it looks like all of our weather is gone, Mike. I can see the ground, no problem.
Still thinking over in Burlington, we got a shot at some snow if the winds. Right now, the snow's blowing back over. We might make it. We might catch it.
We could take a look at that again on Navigraph and see what we got going on here.
That's Volanta I was looking at. So,
Yeah, Volanta
right.
makes it look like there's a big sliver right there that we'll be dealing with. Navigraph. No icing is going to be a problem. Radar. Actually, you know what? We might luck out. This might build right here. What's the winds doing right there? Wind barbs. It's blowing to the south for the most part.
Well, that could be good.
Yep. So we look at the radar here. The winds are pushing this mass down in our direction, so we might be in luck in terms of having a pretty crazy approach here. Just in time for us to get there. So, cross your fingers. Do have quite a few storm clouds ahead of us still. Yeah, the detail is pretty amazing in this thing. once they get the kinks worked out of it, which I'm sure IniBuilds will, they will have a solid airplane, which also makes me even more excited for the A350. That's probably one of my favorite looking airplanes. I've never flown one, so I'm really excited for that. It's my
When are
favorite.
they launching the A350?
Between now and December 31st.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's about all the information we have. I just watched your video. My settings are the exact same. Oh, that's hilarious. At least you knocked that part out. I had a interesting one happen to me last night where I lost some cabin pressure. It got over 10,000 feet and started throwing alarms. Then we had to start messing around with the manual pressure and everything. Of course, we donned our oxygen mask. Time to navigate that for him. Yeah, yeah. Well, I think if you jump into sim right now, Classy, up some of your graphics, and then take your LODs down a few notches, you'll start seeing that CPU time go down, and that's really your biggest source of lag, is that CPU time. Low 20 milliseconds is what you're really looking for to have a good balance between visuals and performance. So if you're pushing high 20s, low 30s, that's where you're introducing a ton of your lag from. So you want green for the most part if you can. It's kind of tough too, probably especially with that processor, to have a very high LOD setting, but try to keep green for the most part. And then when you get the occasional red spike, there's nothing to be worried about. But if you're sitting in the red, then you definitely need to drop your LOD settings. Diesel says A350 is cool, but I want the 777. No, me too, Diesel. I really want the 777. That'll be a really fun
I
plane.
won't be getting the A350. I'm only waiting for the 777.
Yeah, you're just a Boeing fanboy.
I really am. The only reason I picked up the A300 is because it had a yoke and it was kind of like a Boeing, but it was bigger.
See, I prefer the side stick. Because, unlike
And
you
we
Boeing
have
boys,
there.
I can eat my lunch and be happy with it on a tray.
And have your keyboard in front of you.
There.
Yeah, keyboard, I can pop my laptop out there, I can play some Angry Birds, something.
Well, my laptop goes off to the side of my monitor. The keyboard goes on top of my yoke. I don't see a problem with it.
Well, yeah, having typed a lot of scripts with my keyboard on top of my yoke, it's not very comfortable.
Oh yeah, it's not, but it's better than nothing.
Yeah, it's better than nothing, but it's not better than a side stick.
Or you get a keyboard drawer and have your keyboard underneath the yoke.
I don't like that. I always bang my knees on those things.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
I really don't have room for that right now.
Those under desk trays, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, and it's just even, that was a thing like in the 2000s.
Yeah, it was.
In the office. It's terrible. It's like so non-ergonomic.
Yeah, you spend enough time in front of a computer. My knees are probably going to be the first thing. I'm going to need knee replacement because I hit my knees on those things so much. Hey, now the Boeing got a clipboard. Got to give them some credit. Okay. Wait, hang on. Doesn't the 320 have a clipboard too? Or at least
No.
a place to clip things?
It does have a printer though,
It does have a printer. That is true. This one has a printer. It doesn't work
which
though.
is really nice. Are you sure the buttons on the printer work?
They work, but I haven't seen it print anything out. And there's no way to
I'm gonna
request
try to figure
weather
that out.
through here unless I don't know about it. It's a mess. Because the only one I've seen where it actually prints something out is the fly-by-wire, which is, I don't know if you guys know this, you can actually hook an actual printer up to the fly-by-wire and print out your METAR data.
Really? That's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. Good luck on approach. Thanks, Hydra. It's windy. Even better.
Bring it on.
We like a little excitement around here. The runway you landed on was so small. What did you increase your sim rate or something to get there so fast? I never even saw you. All right, 31,000 for 35,000. I'm thinking of streaming. Any tips for flight sim? Are you asking for OBS or content, or what do you what kind of information are you looking for? Because there's a lot to it. Let's go ahead and set our decision height, and if I remember correctly, well, hang on, are we on the same runway? Let's take a look at our chart here.
Yes.
It had a weird 274-foot decision height, and it's still, yep, same one. So 275 is what we'll set. And go ahead and set it on the FO side too.
Does the 300 only have a radar altimeter for your decision height? Or can you set a barrel?
You can set the barrel and the MCDU. Live streams. Yeah, Shark, are you asking for like OBS settings or just like content for your live streams? Because I mainly do group flights. We'll occasionally do a new release or a VAT sim thing. I haven't done a VAT sim one in a while, but you could content. Okay, yeah. There's a ton of people who enjoy the commercial flying. I think that's probably more popular than our GA flying, for example. But at the same time, though, the GA flying offers a lot more to look at. You know, most of your commercial flying is doing what we're doing right now, just staring at instruments. Whereas the GA, we get to do a lot of touch and goes and stuff. So there's a ton of live streams you can go back and check out for yourself. And something I am considering doing is probably doing some live streams where we work on people's computers and their settings and things. Yeah, GA and views. I'll go watch your lives. Thank you. I appreciate that. What'd you say, Dev?
That sounds like a really good idea.
Yeah, I think you know, it's a mutual benefit for people. The person whose computer is getting set up for it obviously wins, and then of course everyone who's viewing gets to learn. Literal amazing approach. Oh yeah, we did it earlier and it was beautiful. It was right at sunset when we did it the first time, and the views were outstanding. Looks like Peter has joined us. What's up, Peter?
What's up, boys? I'm gonna try to intercept y'all.
Oh, better start looking at my rear view mirrors here. Make sure we're not getting intercepted. I'm posting my approach. It was amazing on YouTube. All right, coming up on cruise. 700 or 850 feet to go. I'm sorry, 750. Math is hard. And our top of descent is more than... What's the range on this thing? You know, for an airplane that was meant for long hauls, only having a range of 240 miles is kind of surprising. Flight plan, top of descent, showing about 40 minutes. There is Syracuse. That's where we were originally going to fly to. I live in Louisville, but since the weather was moving away from Syracuse, which is Mike caught that earlier.
Check out the weather over Syracuse right now. Look.
Nothing.
No.
Well, there's a couple slivers. It looks like there's just radar slivers.
No, that's real.
Is it?
So that is Syracuse weather right there. It's called lake effect snow. So the winds are blowing, picking up moisture off of Lake Ontario in the wind direction, and depends on the wind vectors, and then it just dumps it over land.
So why is there this like hockey stick looking pattern though? Wouldn't it be like one mass?
Like it's zigging and zagging.
Well, I understand what you're saying about the lake effect, but I'm seeing two parallel masses on the radar here.
I don't I don't know.
I'm kind of wondering
Let's
if it's
see
like a
what-
radar thing or something.
Yeah, I'll look on a different radar and see. Lost my phone.
Let's see. Cloud cover. Oh,
Better
okay,
mute
that's not what I
before
thought.
open up this new weather app.
Yeah, if you guys want yourself a funny weather app, go check out the Carrot weather app. You can set it up to bring you a daily dose of reality, to say it nicely. Convective cloud top level. Okay, nothing there. Middle cloud top level. It's interesting. That makes it seem like there's a lot more clouds than there is. Vertical velocity.
Checked our local weather radar, and there is nothing for precipitation.
Oh man, look at the air sigs. Took off like 20 minutes before you, but yeah, I'm still like 30 something minutes from top of descent, so that's surprising. What were you flying in? Jetstream. What's the Jetstream doing? Let's get it up to our flight level here. Oh, that's a beautiful looking chart. That's pretty cool. I wonder what's causing, I guess, so, I don't know if you're looking at the stream or not, Mike, but the swirling that we're seeing over the lake here, I wonder if that's, you've got the jet stream going dead east, and it's picking up some different air over the lake there that's a lot cooler, and I wonder if that's what's causing that swirling action. What's going on, Zimp? How are you doing? Let's take a look at our airplane real quick, make sure, there's our top of descent, looks like, starting to appear. Nothing on the memo page, it's always a good thing to see. ILS sent me to New York. Not literal, oh. I was like, wait, what? We can actually go ahead and start pre-planning our approach, or our descent winds here. Go to, I believe it's the progress page, go to forecast. You can scroll down in your, I'll show you where it's at in the flight plan here. Let's see. View flight plan. You scroll on down to the bottom of your waypoint information here, in the Delta format at least. It'll give you your descent forecast winds. So this is what we're about to enter here. So I'll typically do about 10,000 foot chunks. So we're at 350 right now, so we're going to go 25, 15, and then 5,000. So 250 was 280 at 19. So 250, 280, and 19. A320N was amazing landing, my best landing. What was your feet per minute? Negative 50. Ah, beautiful. Oh wait, format error. No, Hydra. He's in the chat saying he's already landed. What did I do wrong here? I wasn't paying too much attention. 250, 28019. Got a typo somewhere. There we go. And then we're looking at 15,000. So 150, 29018. And 18. And now, oh, dang it. Should have been 15. I wonder if I can do 150 slash, if that'll update just that. Oh, it does. Beautiful. Even better. And then we're going to look at 5,000, which honestly, yeah, it may be important because there's a really steep, not steep, but just complicated approach in terms of steps. So let's go ahead and put our 5,000 foot in there as 5,000. So it'd be 50 30019. Looks good. And then the weather at Burlington. There's two ways to check it. We can check it from the airplane. I have noticed it's a little different. If I were to guess, this pulls it from the sim versus Navigraph, but we'll pull from the sim here for these purposes. Winds are calm. Huh. Can you do Burlington to SDF? Yes, I will eventually do that. Not tonight, though. Got work in the morning, unfortunately. Have no clue what I'm doing in these settings. All I know is how to fly an airplane. Classy, like I said, feel free to come over to the Discord and we'll get you set up. Alright, let's take a look at Navigraph here.
Looks like we said earlier today, you're flying a computer to fly a computer to fly an airplane.
Yeah, exactly. Let's pull Navigraph back over here. Oops, did not mean to do that. Burlington, VFR. Oh, it's VFR right now. Winds are calm. Interesting. So, I don't know if that air mass is even moving. So, we've got a ceiling of 2,600 feet, so it should not be a problem. We're 2981 right now. Just joined. Awesome.
Insane.
And
my
welcome.
Navigraph must be lagging behind you because I'm watching your stream and looking at my Navigraph, and we'll go back out to a different airport and come back.
Oh, I did not like that. Let's do 000 with 0. Oh. It doesn't like the fact... Well, maybe we do 360 with 0. That, well, okay. It doesn't like the fact that the winds are calm, so let's do a dash or a /1. It... Really? 360 at 1. How about that? There we go. At top descent is a little over 160 miles. And let's check for that hold that burned us last time. I'm going to get rid of this hold because we shouldn't need it. Go plan, drop it back to 30 miles. What we're actually going to do is, instead of this flight path right here, we're actually just going to do a right turn or a left base to runway 33. Clean it up a little bit here because that's too sharp of a turn. We'll end up way out here by the time we get that turn to actually happen. So once we get here, we do a right turn on a heading of 146. So while I'm thinking about it, we can go ahead and pre-plan for that. 146. Always want to try to be ahead of your airplane. Go back to map view. Top of descent is in 160 miles, so we still got a few more minutes. Guess probably can't see too much outside, but a little bit of that cloud cover getting us right now. And it's nighttime. Moon's definitely not out, that's for sure. Ron, how you doing?
I'm doing fine right now.
Awesome.
I see all you guys in front of me. I'm just cruising along.
Can't see anything. Yeah, outside the airplane. It's still too dark.
I had to fly during the day so I could follow you guys.
That's fine.
But
I
I did program the flight plan. It is following it, and I am right behind you, so it must be working.
Beautiful. I like the extra challenge of the night and poor weather. It just doesn't look that great for everybody else, unfortunately.
Ooh, here's an idea for a stream.
What's that?
Nighttime VOR in the A300.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
There we go. Now you're talking.
Send your GPSs. Went down.
We'll not put a flight plan in there. Just tune the VORs and the ILSs and get somewhere. That would be pretty cool. We'll do that next Sunday. When I forget what we're doing next Sunday, remind me. It sounds like a lot of fun. We may have to do a test flight to make sure it works as I would think it would. A300 VOR, oh lord. Right? But really, it's not any different than what we normally do in our VOR flights. It's just we're a lot fatter and a lot faster. But most of those VORs that we use, the high altitude ones have a range of 200 miles, so not too much different than flying what we're flying right now. Just looking at the chart that we have, if we wanted to do a VOR approach to this ILS, we could go to BTV, leave on this 146 degrees, wait until we got to, how far is that, 15 miles to Niduk, so we could wait until we're 20 miles out, do a left turn, and fly northeast for, let's call it a minute, and then turn in towards Burlington here and capture that localizer. A300 NDB would be crazy. Yeah, no kidding. I'm not even super confident in my NDB flying skills yet to begin with. And speaking of Diesel, how's that flight plane coming along? Diesel's going to be making us a NDB flight sometime in the near future. I've never actually navigated by just purely non-directional beacons. We've used them in the 152. It's literally impossible to find two NDBs that aren't 200 miles away. Ah, that sucks. Maybe we can incorporate some into our VOR flights, where it's a VOR to an NDB to a VOR. What's up, Beppo? How are you? Okay, that's nice. Go ahead and remove that.
Is transition altitude 2,100?
Transition altitude in the United States is always 18,000 feet.
Sorry, not transition altitude. Light slope intercept altitude.
I think it was 3,800.
Oh, okay.
Are you doing a shared cockpit? Not tonight. With this airplane just coming out, I doubt there's any support for a shared cockpit. The guy who creates that mod is pretty much a one-man show, from my understanding. Although, I say that, but it may actually be open source now. He may have changed it.
It is, as far as I think I've contributed a little bit to it.
Oh, okay. No, we're doing a group flight. So I've got Peter, Ron, Dev, Kyle, and Mike with me right now, all flying in their own airplanes. Okay, well, what's this guy's problem? Hide user on this channel. See it.
That was weird.
Yep. First time for everything. That's the first one I've gotten.
Haters gonna hate.
Diesel says, "See ya." I missed the opportunity, Diesel. Thank you. He must have been the guy who was giving me some hate mail on my original videos. He must have found another way to get a hold of me. Let's see, we could probably scoot this down to 120 miles now. Yep, yeah, there's our top descent. Beautiful.
That's a cool map you got.
The nav display?
Yeah, I think so. I'm watching your stream. I know it's a little delayed.
The colors, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, all the
Yeah.
colors.
They've got those old style monitors. I don't want to throw Mike under the bus here, but it was his first computer monitor color.
No,
And-
that would look like your FMC down below with the green background.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry, my bad. I can't say much. I had one of those too. Diesel says, if you don't have haters, you're doing something wrong. Exactly. Can't wait till the 777 comes out from Zimp. Me too. I hope. And if I were to guess, it's relatively soon. They did post something in the forums. I didn't read the actual forum post, but I read the snippet where they were talking about they're in their 5th round of beta testing and have squashed 260 out of 360 bugs or something along those lines.
So we're talking like the next month or next 2 months, or even sooner.
You'll probably start seeing people like Emmanuel getting some early streams probably in the next few weeks, if I were to guess.
Awesome.
I have no idea though, so don't hold me to that. Don't tar and feather me out of the YouTube world because I said something about PNVG's release times, because we all know that is unreliable.
Has PNG ever released something on time?
Maybe the end of the month or somewhere around February. Yeah, that's kind of my thought process too, Zim. All right, 80 miles, getting closer. Starting to get exciting again here soon. And Diesel, if you want to, I can brighten it up at the end of the stream here, and we can do a walk around of the aircraft. Check it out. One thing I am looking forward to, and it was kind of a selling point for me, was the aircraft maintenance page here. They've got tire wear modeled, and I think, if I remember correctly, the actual models of the tires will change. Unfortunately, right now, there was something going wrong with this, and they've disabled it. But you've got all your oils, your hydraulics, your tires, brakes, and then you can actually, replace the tires, replace the brakes, service the APU, and there's some things outside the sim that pop up for some of those. We start to see teasers for we know it will come within the next 2. Diesel says when we see teasers, we'll know it's going to be within the next 2 or 3 years.
That's funny.
Just like their EFB. A cool little feature here. Oh, I'm lost. Where am I at? Can I not see it? Yeah, they're okay. It's too dark. So you can actually see the events counter and operating hours for the APU here, although I don't believe this operating hours is true, because after 17 starts, there's no way that's at 1 hour. It didn't turn to 1 until like 10 starts, 11 starts, and sitting on the ground for 10, 15 minutes at a time running the APU, you'd think it'd be much higher. If we're lucky, yeah. Hopefully they keep pushing updates to the EFB, because I really like the layout of it. It's just lacking compared to, even freeware. No, can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Is the stream still going?
Yeah.
Yep.
Actually, wait, hold on.
Oh wait,
Hang on.
I got it.
Is it
did you
running?
bounce out to your settings for a second?
Okay. You guys looking at my dash now?
Looking at your knobs.
Okay, your APU
APU.
meter.
Now I got your throttle. I'm sorry, your
Side.
ND and PFD.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
sorry about that. Yeah, I don't know what I hit on my computer, but it froze for a hard second there. About had a heart attack. I was like, no, not again. I've seen the hate guy on a streamer named Owls FSZZ. Oh, yeah. Some people don't have a life. Nothing better to do with their time. His problem, not mine.
What happened?
We had to remove somebody from the channel.
Oh,
He was getting a little nasty in the chat. Nasty.
the old nasty.
A little nasty. No problem, though. You spend enough time on YouTube, you get a thick skin. So, 40 miles top of the sun, 42 miles or so. If we look at our approach, I don't think there's any... Oh, here's that MDA setting. So, you can set that to 608.
Yeah, what made me ask was more typically you set the baro than the radar, you know, for the reasons you've stated about
Objects and terrain popping up.
anomalies and stuff. Yeah. But tonight I saw you go and set a radar first off, and I wondered if it had something to do with the plane.
Well, see, the interesting thing about if we use radar versus altimeter for this approach is because we got that terrain on the way in.
Mm.
So, which, I mean, we're going to be well above 274 feet, but it's, you know, if a power line pops up or something goofy, you know, transmission tower or whatever. Had to decentralize from the chat. Yep. Had to neutralize. There we go. Neutralize.
Mhm.
But outside of setting up your approaches, you can set your landing flap configuration. We currently got 30-40 set, so it's 40 flaps. It's got a wind correction on there, and I'm not sure if I were to guess, that is a headwind correction. And I'll adjust your approach speed.
So that is so interesting to me, because in the Boeing, you have to choose. You know, you can look up its VREF speed, and then you have to choose your actual final approach speed by thinking about what your winds are doing. You know, you might do VREF plus 5 for a 10 knot headwind, VREF plus 10 for a 20 knot headwind. But in the Airbus, like the A320, the modern Airbus, you don't have to do any of that. It does it all for you.
Yeah.
Right.
So-
and there, it's like doing looks like a precursor to what Boeing does now or Airbus does now.
Yeah. So I'm curious, and we can do a little test real quick. If I put 15 knots in for the wind correction, what does the V approach speed do? Jumped up to 148 instead of 133. So, yeah, it adjusted, which we are expecting on this runway. Let me click on the runway here. It was 0 earlier. It's still 0. So I could look at the runway headwind and Navigraph and change that up. So that night we were flying and we had a crazy headwind. And, this thing's already got a really low approach speed, 133 knots. And sometimes I've seen it in the 120s. But, you know, 120 knots into something this size is extremely slow. Classy says, running my game now at 30 FPS with 39% CPU and 65% GPU. Is, what airport and what airplane is that? Diesel says, by the way, I downloaded the latest developer update for the fly-by-wire and the cockpit looks great, but the screens have a slight shake to it. I don't recall seeing the shake that you're talking about. Or you know
I'm
what?
actually
I
flying
do.
The fly-by-wire right now.
Does it?
And have no shakes.
I've had that issue too. It's come due with the fingerprint. Sometimes it happens with fingerprints in other planes as well.
Yeah, so I've seen it in the Phoenix, so that's probably maybe where I'm thinking about it. But I think I remember when I made the video about the fly-by-wire, seeing that same thing happening. Would me changing the NDU values change anything? NDU, remind me what that means. Vertical Sim TPA and Phoenix A320. Let me look at the airplane real quick. We're approaching our top of descent, so this thing's a little different than the A320. So we'll go ahead and set. We're going to set it for 7,000. And I'll show you why real quick. So since we're leaving BTV, we're going to leave at 7,000 feet, and we need to be at 7 at Janet. And I don't want this thing to keep descending before we get to these waypoints, just in case. Vertical Sim Tampa. I'm not sure how well the Vertical Sim Tampa scenery runs, but the Phoenix A320 is definitely tough to run. It's very CPU intensive. Although, the next version should help with that. Alright, altitude select real quick too. If you want hundreds, click up on it. Click up on it again and go back to thousands. You can actually select the altitude. Well, I did too late there. If you do it early enough, it'll say it'll go from profile altitude to profile descent, I think, in blue. Trying to download the custom sceneries, but my performance absolutely tanks. For where? Alright, so the one thing that does bug me about this current version of the airplane is it needs a lot of speed brakes, which may be real. I don't know. Network diagnostic usage. Oh. No, I would think... Wouldn't that be more for your live streaming of the photogrammetry? That would affect anything there? I've not heard of the NDU changing performance in the sim yet. That's a new one to me. Our current vertical deviation shows us a bit high here, but we'll see how the speed brakes I have. About 50% speed brakes. Those force. Downloaded one from the marketplace for Atlanta. Was the default I guess it's not default. I think there was a free version from Microsoft for Atlanta. That's the one I normally use. I don't have too much issue out of it. It's better than it used to be.
Yes, I'm trying to pull my my standard altimeter setting, but my pressure.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't pull it. It's not letting me pull the knob. Any recommendation?
Hit Bravo on your keyboard.
Okay.
Are you trying to set it to standard or trying to get it from... Oh,
Well, if you're trying to just get the standard, you can just make it 2.9 or 9.2.
you know what this sounds like to me? Michael, he probably doesn't have the, the for the push-pull, you need to go in your settings, your mouse settings.
Legacy controls.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you have legacy controls enabled, Peter?
Let me see.
That was a good
Is
one.
it in the control options?
I think it's accessibility.
Yeah, I think so.
Or it's,
Escape out and go to
Yep.
settings if you can't find it.
legacy?
I'm going to see how it performs in the PMDG now. It probably will perform a little bit better. I'm going to guess 10 FPS.
I type in legacy in the search box. Nothing pops up. It's supposed to be something else.
I'm jumping out. I'll
It's
show you.
it could
All
be
right,
in
go
controls.
to. I'm sorry, just Michael, just because you
Yep.
can't escape
Yep,
out.
go
I
for
want
it.
to go to general options,
Yep.
accessibility. Under user interface, it is the third one down, cockpit interaction system. Set that to legacy.
Got it. Yeah, I don't.
Were you on lock mode?
Yep.
That was your problem right there.
Now I'll
Yep.
do it.
Happy
Thank
flying.
you. Thank you.
Mike's got me covered.
Boom.
Oh, I caught it. 10 FPS. Look at that. Max FPS set to 45. That was the first setting I changed when I bought the Phoenix. Yeah, you have to. Yeah, definitely turn off icing physics for the Phoenix. Don't ask me why. Actually, I turned it off for this thing too because it was going wonky. Pitot tube froze up on this thing at positive 1 degree Celsius. Someone explain that one to me.
What was the setting that Class C got the extra 10 FPS out of on the Phoenix?
If I were to guess, oh, the 10 extra FPS was going from the Phoenix to the PMDG.
Oh.
All right, 20,000 for 7. And we're gonna go heading mode just a little bit before BTU here. Sorry, Dev, what'd you say?
I think issues with my L nav, so I can be a little wonky in my approach.
What about your LNAV?
It's being wonky. It keeps going to toga mode for some reason.
Is that your VNAV?
L nav. 747's L nav is wonky in general. I just can't figure it out right now.
Oh, okay. That's odd. So I left my speed brakes out this entire time and did not get the drag required message one time, which is great compared to normally it's yelling at me. Local altimeter is 2981. $18,000 feet. 47. And right before BTU, we're going to do that right turn. Basically, just going to go to heading mode for a right turn to 146. Icing range. I don't think we're in the clouds yet. Let's go ahead and get that turned on, just in case.
I'm seeing way more stars right now than I was hoping for.
Yeah, not
Stars
not
and
too much
ground.
weather, huh?
That's coming. We're working our way towards the clouds, I think.
Yeah, let's take a look at Navigraph real quick. Get rid of this jet stream. Go to the radar. Wait for it to load. Well, looking at my weather radar in the airplane, it's still to the east of the airport. There it is. Finally loaded. It's just now starting to get there. So visibility is medium VFR. So it's dropping. It was at 10 miles, now it's at 7. It's really hard to see if you're in clouds or not this dark of a night. Turn our runway lights on, see if that pops any clouds up. Nope. And we'll drop our landing lights here at 10,000 or thereabouts. Alright, coming up on BTU here. Oh my god, it has a working weather radar. Yes, it does. If I were to guess, it's next rad, but hey, I'll take it. Alright, it's already turning me, so let's go to heading select. Next rad is a weather service that Garmin uses a lot.
Oh.
How are you still not on approach? I'm on the downwind now. Hydra, I'm not sure where you went or how you got there so fast, but I'm pretty impressed. Alright, so we got a slight wind. It's going to keep pushing us closer to the ILS here, so I'm going to take a degree to the right just to kind of adjust for that. Alright, let's go ahead and slow up to 250 since we are no longer in profile mode here. And let's go ahead and stop us at 10,000 so we don't blast through any speed restrictions. It still shows random green blobs. I'm happy. Yeah, exactly. Coming up on 10,000 feet. Let's go ahead and we'll retract those speed brakes as we level off here. And once we level off, we should start slowing down to 250. Once we get to 250, we'll descend on down to 7,000.
Right here behind you, just slowing down even more.
All right. Well, I can't see the ground anymore, so that's hopeful. Go ahead and get our landing lights on. Do our takeoff lights so when the landing gear drops, those will kick on for us. And tell my first officer to put a seatbelt back on. Alright, 250. Let's go down to 7. Level change. Let's get our terrain radar on. This wasn't really showing anything from here earlier, so I'm not sure if the weather radar maybe has to be turned off. No, not really showing it. Alright, we're 2.2 miles off of the flight path, which is this angled one right here, so it's going to increase pretty quickly. Is there a release date for MSFS 24? No. 2024, hopefully. We can go ahead and prepare to go to Jana Direct. Once we get a little closer and we're within 1,000 to 1,500 feet or so. It's showing us our bottom of descent right here. Yeah, I don't expect to see that till the end of the year, if I were a guessing man.
Yeah, it'll probably be like a Christmas or November
Yeah.
release.
Yep. All right, just gonna set this to low. Get our speed brakes on. It's a pretty long runway here, so keep it at low. We'll get us on the ground, and we can do manual braking after that point. All right. Once we get the beam of Janet here, we'll do the direct since we are within 1,000 feet. No problem there. And let's go direct to Janet. Nav mode. So a wonky little curve right there. I wonder what's going to do with that. No, interesting. Let's go ahead and, while we're waiting on this thing to figure out what it's doing, let's just slow down to 240 here. Hopefully it starts to turn for me here. Refresher on ILS 110.3 and 32600 courses, which is what we have. Alright, why is this not... Insert, come on. There we go. This is my flight sim channel. I'm at UNC. Did you post a link, Shark? It may have. It may not have let you post it. Yeah. No, we'll thank YouTube on that one. Feel free to advertise it on the Discord, though. Alright, we're turning in nicely. Just wanted to be a few knots slower to help with that turn. Once we get to 7,000 there, or I'm sorry, at Janet at 7,000, we'll go ahead and put in our final approach fix of 3,800 and go back to profile mode.
I'm about to be on final, just so you know.
I'm turning final right now.
I'm turning
Oh,
final
boy.
behind him. I don't know. Hang on, let me see where you're at out here. I don't see you anywhere. Oh, no. You're fine. There's plenty of room.
Yeah, I'm about to lock onto the localizer.
Let's make sure this continues our descent here. Yeah, ILS system on. We've actually got it, so we can go ahead and activate our approach here. And it's starting to slow us down. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and track IR. Capture the localizer for us. Bring us back over. Go flaps 1. Should see those slaps going down. You need an MSFS tool that completely optimizes your settings for you, right? That'd be amazing. With
Yeah.
the power of AI
That'd be
these
too
days.
easy.
Yeah.
Where's the fun in that?
More drag, more drag. Let's go flaps 2. Beneath the glide slope at the moment, so I don't remember what flaps 3's airspeed is, but we want to make sure this thing captures the glide slope for us. I think we're okay right now. Let's try it. Yep, cool. Alright, so we're at 1520. Need a little extra drag there, so coming up on Niduk. We are in glide slope now. Cool, localizer. Auto
Not
brakes.
in traffic. I am on final 5 miles from Janet. It's in traffic.
I am at Niduk. How do you say that?
Naduk.
Niduk. There we go.
There you go.
That's it.
Best.
Niduk.
Sorry, I felt like I should announce my position because there's like a giant pile of us all going in here at once right now. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
I'm at a 15-mile final. According to the weather, winds are still calm. So we are good. What is the fun in that? Flying, no screwing with settings, right? It is unfortunately the #1 topic for the simulator. Plus, if cars can drive themselves, I think someone can make a tool to optimize your computer. It's a fair point. Having been in a coworker's Tesla in downtown in a big city, it's scary. It is scary.
I just turned on the final with my localizer.
All right, I'm at Honib, and about to get the final approach fix at Echo. Can't see the runway yet. All right, one final check here. Low brake. Spoolers are armed. Plane is slowing me down nicely. Excuse me. I'm gonna yawn. Mike's gonna start sneezing again. All right, let's go gear down. And landing flaps.
This time the approach is not as harrowing as it was earlier.
Is it because you can't see anything?
Yep.
There's all this terrain right below us here. We're just going downhill right now. Nothing ever appeared on the terrain radar though, so I need to figure out if there's something I'm missing setting-wise or what. Alright, I got 132 indicating just past Echo. Hiko. Hiko. Speed lights up, look laser.
You do?
Cat 3.
Honeb and Hiko.
Who named these things?
Naduke.
Dang it, Naduke. I'm 2,000 feet above ground level. It's interesting. I'm descending in that 2,000 feet. 2,060 is staying steady. Oh, now let's drop it off real quick. Okay. We must be at the bottom of the hill. 6 mile final or so. Runway 33. I do like how it shows the airport and the runway right here. That's kind of nice. Alright, flaps are full, speed brake stowed and armed, low brake. Gear is down. $1,200 feet, still can't see the runway. I see lights, just not the runway yet. Alright, video's up. Awesome, Hydra. Got a little bit of snow. Oh, visibility is down to 2.5 miles with a ceiling of 2,200 feet above ground level. Well, I'm 2,200 feet above ground level. And can't see the runway up.
What we were hoping for.
Yep. I don't know how you're going to land at the airport. There it is.
At 3.
1, 2, 3.
All right, go around procedure. Climb 1,200 straight out. Left turn 2,800. And let's set our current heading. Oh, it just disappeared on me again. A321 going stall speed, could barely stop in time. Should be a problem. This thing has a really low approach speed. 800 feet. Just barely make out the runway. Alright, I got a good visual on it now. Let's go autopilot off.
Get it. Get it.
Get it.
All right, Diesel, you ready?
Alright, Diesel, what are you guessing? Or do you want to wait till I land? Land. Just a little bit high.
Alright, I'm running an auto land.
There's no need for it.
Really?
You have a good visual by the time we get in there.
Yeah.
Alright.
I got it. I'm 800 above and got a visual. I don't have the snowflakes blowing by like you do, though.
I don't either.
Alright. Reverser's on.
But I do have snow on my tail.
And let's get the manual brakes
Right.
on to make this first taxiway. 60 knots, reverser's off.
Boys, I kept my speed up as long as I could, but you're on your own now behind me.
Get it.
Alright, that was pretty good. Pretty happy with that one. Got some snow on the ground out here for Mike. Someone coming in right behind me. Diesel says negative 224. Roger says 190. Butter, pancakes, and waffles. 190. Okay, that's Dev landing there.
No, it's me.
Oh, Mike landing, sorry. Mike's landing looks good. Alright, AP switched on, give it a couple seconds, and start. And the landing rate was negative 223.
What?
Definitely looked a lot smoother than that.
Mm-hmm. Feels that snow. That snow tripped you up.
Yep. Hey, 223's perfectly happy with me. Prefer it to be in the 1 to 200 range, but hey. I don't have too many landings in this thing yet. I haven't quite figured it out. Let's go ahead and get our TCAS off. With transponder on.
Yeah, I got snow now.
Strobe. We will leave the landing lights on because where we are going it's a little complicated. Found us a spot to park at earlier. I think we can just stay on this taxiway right now, actually. Oh, everybody's coming in like one after another. This is beautiful. Boxers or briefs?
Yes.
Yes.
What is going on tonight?
I don't know. Oh, man. Look at this. We couldn't have timed this any better, guys. I'm just going to park it right here and watch everybody come in. Park and brake. We've been flying together too much, guys. Could have spaced this any better. I want to load up the sim just to land again. Go for it.
This is pretty good.
Okay, my charts
Alright,
show me
touching
that.
down.
Oh, there's Dev. 7.4. Now that thing is too big for this airport, but he made it. Look at that. Good job, Dev. Oh, watch the wheelie.
Thank you.
Look at that. Dev's showing up in style. What the heck? I've seen cat and owl stream before. LOL.
Sorry for cutting, Mike.
Go right ahead. I'm having a maintenance problem right now.
Oh. Blow a tire?
It wasn't tires, brakes, brake temperature, but I'm stuck. I'm in a pothole.
Want a push?
Give him a little
Yeah,
bit of a
throw out a
nudge
rope.
there. I think he overran. Overran? What? Oh, who's landing here? Ron! There he is. I look good, Ron.
Made it.
Oh, we really do so much.
Oh, there's jets behind us. Mike's getting a push back there. Alright, let's go park and break off. Charts.
Stuck. Haven't had this in a long time.
Charts show that there should be a taxiway straight through here, but it doesn't look like there is, so let's go ahead and take a right turn here, and then we'll park on down here.
So I'll go line up on the end of the runway for a group shot.
Actually, you know what a good group shot would be? Us all sitting on this taxiway right here. We could do that real quick.
Sure. Do you want me to stop right where I am?
Nah, I just turned right, so keep on.
I basically have to use differential thrust to even turn on these taxiways at all.
No, it looks like you made it, Hydra. I don't think you overran. Alright, we're looking to park over here. Excuse me. So I'm going to park it right here. Let these guys pile up behind me. Coming in. Hydra says it's coming in. Wow, it is really loud up here. There's Kyle. Oh, Dev's taking out the terminal. Excuse me. Mike, you still stuck?
Yeah.
Ugh, that's annoying. Skew yourself over here.
That's
Oh,
what
yeah.
I'm doing.
As soon as I said that, you started skipping across the screen.
Oh, I need to turn off lights.
A little too far.
You made, yeah. Yeah, Hydra, you made it in 7-4.
Yeah, I'm not being able to be next to me because I'm taking 7-3.
Can't see anything but 7.4 in my windshield.
Sorry.
That's fine. It's the cool thing.
We got Kyle coming in on final here.
I look like a little. It looked like a little puppy behind you. Want to do
Yeah, really. I take a picture of that.
landing and taxi lights off here?
Well, Kyle's on final. Let me take a look. Actually, leave your landing lights on here because I'm going to do a pretty high up in the air shot. And Ron, just pull up behind Mike there.
I was just gonna pull up on the grass here.
It's just that'd be fun right there. All right, Hydra's on final, along with Kyle there. Don't have a visual on Kyle just yet.
I see him. He's at 1,300 feet.
Yep.
I had programmed in an approach, and at the first waypoint, it sent me around in a right-hand loop. Instead of taking a left-hand turn at that, it went right and looped around. That's how I ended up behind all you guys.
Did you take the approach with the BTV transition? Because if so, I know what happened.
Kyle, you might want to check your lateral nav there.
Yeah, the BTV transition takes you in a loop before. I think it puts you in a
I'm
whole.
gonna have to
loop
go.
before you
See ya,
get to
Diesel.
the approach.
Thanks for joining again tonight.
Pancakes, as usual.
Butter pancakes and waffles. Oh, this is gonna be a race between Hydra and Kyle here. God, who's powering up is so loud.
Not me, I'm Michael.
Let's see here. It's kind of hard to tell, but yep, Kyle's been coming first. See if we can't get a nice screenshot for him here. Ooh, easy does it. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oof.
No.
Oh.
Kyle, you flying with your yoke, your joystick inverted again?
Nah, I'll play my cat is on my lap.
Oh. Hydra's a little bouncing around a little bit. Hydra, did your landing gear down? Oh, there it is. Here, I got you a nice screenshot. Nice. Oh, what is happening with my drone? It's going crazy. His engine's in reverse. Actually sound pretty good. Alright guys, just hop on over here to the taxiway and let me know when you guys are lined up because I need to go back in the cockpit. It's so loud. Whew.
Get me my engines. I know
Sweet
control
silence.
them. I can shut my engines off if you want me to.
No, that's fine. I'm just unstable. Ugh, yeah. Get you every time. What'd you end up with, Hydra? That's a lot of avgas, jet fuel. Sorry, jet A. Burning right there.
Now only running one engine. I just use my AP sometimes. I'll turn off that engine.
I'm scooting away so I can watch everybody from the air here. Rudder ain't working. Uh-oh. You might just slew yourself over here then. We're looking to park right here. Oh. It was Dev that was making all that racket. He backed out for a
just
second
turned
there.
off all my engines.
Thank you.
4CE 420 is making a lot of noise.
Dev, if you want to slew and straighten your airplane up, I wouldn't blame you.
So, I don't have a keypad, and I don't think I can slew that one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, unless you set other hotkeys.
Yeah, I'll do that really fast.
Alright, Hydra, if you want to slew over real quick and get part of this picture once Kyle pulls up behind you, behind everybody else here, it'd be perfect. You know what I'm actually going to do, since we were talking about looking at this thing during the daytime here. Let's get some slightly brighter weather here for us.
That's interesting while you're doing that. You notice your lights are yellow and everybody else's lights are blue.
Yeah, it's those old lights versus the new LED lights.
That's really cool.
Nope. There's Dev. Oh, he's so big, he takes up the entire screen.
Keeps disappearing from my screen.
Yeah, go ahead and spawn back in there.
I'm in the daytime and it's very cloudy. It's snowing.
Yeah.
But I took a couple of pictures. I'll post for you.
Thank you.
Hold on, I'm working on slowing myself. Just give me 1 second.
Oh, the Hydra says, I'm over here. Over where?
I don't see him. Get to Rod Airport. Oh, this would be a cool screenshot right here. Get some more light going on here.
It's cool with the UPS logo showing up on your tail.
Is that straight enough?
Yeah, it's good. Alright, cool.
Sorry, I had to rebound my slow keys.
Got a smorgasbord of airlines here. Alright. Let's go ahead and finish up this taxi over here and shut this thing down. Parking brake off. APU is available. Beautiful.
Where are we turning into?
I'm going to that spot I parked at earlier.
Oh, did you take the picture already?
Oh yeah, I've already got him.
Oh, okay.
Oop, turned too far.
I'm gonna slow over there since I already shut my engines off.
Well, yeah, that's fine. You can just back out if you want to. I'm gonna not use that line and use this one. We will end up hitting that light pole otherwise.
I lost all controls, and I think I was in drone mode.
No, yeah, I've done that before while flying on top, right above the river, and almost crashed.
Oh.
I got a cool screenshot of it though. My wheel was dragging in the water. Is that an A380? No, it is the IniBuilds A300.
Sadly, no A380.
And that is a 747, if that's what you were asking about. Alrighty. Parking brake. Engine 2, engine 1. And APU bleed. Shut our ADIRs off. Anti-ice off. Get all of our lights off since we didn't follow the correct procedure for any of those. Disarm. Probe heats. Window heat. All 15 fuel tanks.
I know, seriously, that thing has a lot of fuel tanks.
Go ahead and turn our nav light off. Seatbelt's going to be released, aka our flight officer, or first officer. And no smoking signs off. Terrain off. And let's go ahead and get our ground equipment here. Toggle those shocks. Left stairs. Let's open that door up. Right stairs. Get that door up. Forward cargo, main cargo, aft bulk. Let's go ahead and plop everything on here real quick. Just see what it all looks like. You're playing on. Look at streams and videos. You're playing on the screen as an A380 model. Yeah, it just depends on what MSFS makes it be, since it doesn't have a 300 model. Alright, so what I was mentioning earlier is if we go out to our cargo hold here, I really need to make an easier key to move forward with, but you can actually open and close this cargo door with these switches. So if you wanted to, you can hit close. And
That's
start
cool.
closing the door here. Might actually have to hold it. Oop, stuck. Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. Nope. Found an invisible wall.
Come on now.
There we go. Oh, come on!
What?
You can do it!
What happened?
Stuck in the wall.
Oh.
Here. Don't mind
Oh,
me,
yeah,
just
you're-
gonna shimmy to the side here. Alright, here, let's try this again. So, close. Closes the door. And then if you wanted to, you can actually select 145 degree option to open it taller. So, open.
That's pretty cool.
There she goes. It's pretty neat. And then lights on or off. And if we jump back to the cockpit here, well, here, let's take a look outside real quick. So with all the ground equipment on, this is what this looks like. It's a really nice model. So we jump back in here and go to the maintenance page. You can do replace tires. I don't know if it actually shows anybody doing anything on the tires. Doesn't appear to. Replace the brakes. Doesn't show anything. But when you hit service APU, well, it used to. Oh, there he is. Okay, cool. Shows some dude actually servicing the APU, and the APU is actually modeled pretty well. Let me slow the drone camera down a little bit. Now, I think he needs a little bit of hearing protection considering this thing's running right now, but he definitely, if you remember to bring his flashlight. The APU is modeled pretty well on this thing. And then whenever all the maintenance becomes available again, you can actually go down here and check the pins on your brake pads to check the wear on those. These pins right here. They get flush with the wheel. It's time to replace those brake pads. So that's pretty cool. And then supposedly the tires will show wear and tear on them, which would be awesome because these things look modeled. The textures on them look really nice. And then you can jump back in the cockpit here. Let's go ahead and shut that APU off. It's kind of loud out there. Did we get the ground power available? Turn our galley light power off. Let's shut that APU down. And close these out. If you service the engines, the hatches on the engines actually open up. Hear that one up. Actually see the details of the engine here. It's pretty cool. And oh, here, maintenance panels. APU cowling, engine cowling right, fuel panel, APU cowling. This is what we had open in the back. That brings that dude back out there. And then the fueling panel is on this side, I think. Yep, right here. Now what would be cool is if you could come out here and actually like load the fuel up yourself. But these numbers do match what's in the cockpit. I did check it one day. It's a really nice airplane.
That is so granular. It's really cool.
Mm-hmm. Alright. IPU's off. Definitely made it a lot quieter out here for us. There we go. One thing I like to see too, check out these maintenance numbers on these fins for the engine. Because these need to be replaced in the exact same order. I'm not sure how well the rest of it's modeled. Not that you're really looking at this very often, but... yeah, I'm pretty pleased with it. Hopefully they continue working the bugs out of it. And it becomes something we fly pretty often. Alright, I'll be right back. Hi guys, I appreciate you all joining us. Hydra says to look at the streams and videos. I'll take a look at it here when I get a chance. And getting better at landings. Yep, they just take a lot of practice. Just keep repeating and trying to do new things. Anyways, guys, we'll be back on Thursday, as always, doing a GA flight. And just started watching a Live in Cleveland. Oh, nice, Ricky. Well, take a look once the stream ends here, or you can go ahead and rewind. Go take a look at the beginning of it if you want to. Appreciate you joining us. Unfortunately, we are ending the stream now. Where was I? Thursday night, GA night. And don't have a plan for that yet, but we will probably be back in the 300 on next Sunday. Maybe doing a VOR flight without any sort of GPS RNAV. That would make it for an interesting flight for us. But appreciate you guys coming. Like, comment, subscribe below if you don't mind. It definitely helps me out, helps the channel out, and gets us to more viewers for their viewing pleasure. So with that, guys, as Diesel says, see ya.